Have you ever wondered about the existence of Satan and demonic possession as mentioned in the Bible? The Bible, a book of ancient wisdom and divine revelation, contains numerous references to these spiritual entities, providing us with a unique perspective on the unseen world. In the Old Testament, the concept of Satan is somewhat ambiguous. He is mentioned in the book of Job as a son of God who challenges Job's faith. In the book of Isaiah, a passage often associated with Satan describes a fallen angel, though the figure is not explicitly named as such. As we transition from the Old Testament to the New Testament, the identity of Satan grows more distinct. No longer a vague figure, Satan emerges as a distinct entity with a defined role. He is portrayed as a tempter, a deceiver, and an adversary to God and humanity. In the New Testament, the identity of Satan becomes clearer, and his role as an adversary to God is more pronounced. Along with the existence of Satan, the Bible also speaks of the terrifying phenomenon of demonic possession. This is particularly prevalent in the New Testament, where we find numerous encounters between Jesus and those possessed by demons. One of the most notable instances is in the Gospels, where Jesus encounters a man from the region of the Gerasenes. This man was not simply possessed by a demon, but by a multitude of demonic entities referring to themselves as Legion. In this chilling narrative, we see Jesus command these spirits to come out of the man, showcasing his divine authority over the spiritual realm. Elsewhere in the New Testament, specifically in the book of Acts, we find the account of a young girl possessed by a spirit that gave her the ability to foretell the future. This spirit, however, is not portrayed as a benign force, but one that manipulates and exploits the girl for profit. In this instance too, we see the power of God triumph over the demonic, as the Apostle Paul commands the spirit to depart from her. These instances, along with many others, illustrate the Bible's portrayal of the struggle between good and evil. They depict an ongoing spiritual conflict, embodied in the encounters between God and the demons. Through these narratives, we are reminded of the spiritual reality that exists parallel to our physical world, and the divine authority that ultimately reigns supreme over all. These instances show the Bible's portrayal of the struggle between good and evil, embodied in the conflict between God and the demons. So what do these accounts of Satan and demonic possession tell us about the wider narrative of the Bible? Well, let's look at Satan's role first. Often depicted as a tempter and deceiver, Satan is portrayed as a force opposing God's will. This opposition isn't just a petty squabble, but rather a cosmic conflict between good and evil. Satan in many ways embodies the concept of rebellion against divine authority, challenging the moral and spiritual order established by God. Now let's delve into demonic possession. These instances are often portrayed as manifestations of evil and corruption, disrupting the harmony of the human soul. The possessed individuals in the Bible are often shown as isolated, tormented, and out of control, symbolizing the destructive nature of evil. These narratives also bring to the fore the concept of spiritual warfare. This is the battle between the forces of good, represented by God and his angels, and the forces of evil, represented by Satan and his demons. It's a struggle portrayed on both a cosmic scale and within the hearts of individuals. And yet, despite the chaos and destruction that Satan and his demons cause, the Bible consistently underscores the power of God to overcome evil. The stories of Jesus casting out demons, for instance, underscore this theme of divine power and deliverance. Whether you believe in the literal existence of Satan and demons or see them as symbolic representations of evil, their presence in the Bible undeniably adds layers of complexity to the text's exploration of good and evil.